I find it interesting that the flat Earth theory was immensely popular for a couple of years and has since seemed to completely vanish. In fact, if you try to search for the term flat Earth in 2022, you will receive countless videos of scientists berating anyone who would remotely suggest the idea, as well as mocking and condescending videos outright calling the theory and its believers stupid. This is interesting because they also admit that the concept is dangerous as it has caught steam and many people seem to actually consider it a possibility. Considering space and rocket science is often regarded as one of the more difficult sciences and concepts to grasp. Why is it when posed with the question of flat Earth, we get more scoffing than actual scientific explanations? More than any argument posed by flat earthers, I found this to be the most revealing and have since learned that it is extremely easy to prove what we have been told about space by NASA and modern science is not the entirety of the truth. There is truth on both sides as NASA can't completely fabricate science and flat earthers have made some astute observations.
This is not a flat Earth episode, and I would suggest researching the theory before continuing with this video. Keep in mind that we here at They Live TV are not astrophysicists, nor do we claim to have the secrets to the universe. Rather, we are using scientific evidence to suggest a theory that pieces this big puzzle together. Viewer discretion advised.
Okay, everything's nice and straight in here. Okay, can you pull the door?
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
What?
There's an invisible magnetic force field surrounding our planet, protecting us from harmful solar wind that could annihilate Earth. But this protective blanket is also a swirling ring full of deadly radiation. And to leave Earth's atmosphere, astronauts have to pass through it.
Have you really thought about what it would take to fake a moon landing? Because the rocket did launch. We all saw the rocket launch, okay? So there's hardware there. They're like office buildings of blueprints for the design of the Saturn V rocket. The hundreds of engineering hours that went behind this and the records of those designs. If you wanted to fake the moon landing, you would have to fake all of these documents.
Duh.
And it just seems to me, it's way easier to just go to the moon. Has anyone considered that? Just go to the moon. That's easier than faking all of this.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
It's way easier to just go to the moon. Has anyone considered that? Has anyone considered that?
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
You cannot prove conclusively that another one of them didn't start that fire.
Yes, I can.
Oh. Are we to conclude, Mr. Hickam, that since leaving school you've not only become an expert in rocket science, but in the field of trigonometry?
I didn't say that. I was
Obviously, you learned more in the coal mines than you did in high school.
Go ahead.
Now, the fire was near Welch, just under 3 miles from our launch pad. And at the time of the fire, the best that we could do was 1.2 miles, which is exactly where we found that rocket, Mr. Turner. See, Mr. Turner, that rocket fell for about 14 seconds, which means that it flew to an altitude of 3,000 feet. According to the equation, S equals 1/2 AT squared, where S is the altitude, A is the gravity constant of 32, and T is the time it took for that rock to come back down. Velocity equals acceleration times time. Well, are you following this, Mr. Turner?
People had gone up and down without staying in orbit. People, dogs and monkeys, people, Russian Yuri Gagarin. Then we'd done a lot of things, but we hadn't really sent people to the moon. So we did send people, and they went around the moon.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened. And if it didn't happen, it's nice to know why it didn't happen, so in the future, if we want to keep doing something, we need to know why something stopped in the past that we wanted to keep it going.
If you hadn't pushed me out of the window in the first place. Oh, yeah. Well, if you hadn't shown up your stupid little cardboard spaceship and taken away everything that was important to me. Don't talk to me about importance. Because of you, the security of this entire universe is in jeopardy. What? What are you talking about? Right now, poised at the edge of the galaxy, Emperor Zurg has been secretly building a weapon with the destructive capacity to annihilate an entire planet. I alone have information that reveals this weapon's only weakness. And you, my friend, are responsible for delaying my rendezvous with Star Command. You are a toy! You weren't the real Buzz Lightyear. You're an action.
Security is going to be a very big factor with respect to space and space exploration. At some point in the future, we're going to look back and say, how did we do it without space? Vice President will serve as the Council's the future of American space leadership. We're going to lead again. It's been a long time. It's over 25 years. Today we're taking a crucial step to secure America's future in space by reviving the National Space Council after it has been dormant almost 25 years, if you can believe it. Today's announcement sends a clear signal to the world that we are restoring America's proud legacy of leadership.
On July 20th, 1969, President Nixon placed the longest long-distance phone call ever made, spanning the 240,000 miles from the Earth to the Moon. The official record described it as an interplanetary conversation, and another White House log noted that the call went to the Sea of Tranquility, the Moon. I'm Dwight Chapin. I worked for President Nixon, and I was there on that historic night. I was 28 years old. It was a night I will never forget. I made some movies with my Super 8 movie camera. The atmosphere was electric, anticipatory. Despite all the activity around him, the president was focused, fascinated, waited for the call. You can see him watching the astronauts on the TV sets in front of his desk. Then Houston passed the word.